Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Julie K here, and I'm here today to show you guys a few of the little Valentine's Day cards that I've been creating, and I kind of call these tag and pocket cards. Basically just because there's a tag inside of a pocket. And I have 4 to show you guys today, and then also a few pieces of ones that I did not complete so that I can kind of give you guys kind of a quick tutorial, basically just with the measurements of how you can create one of these yourself. So stay tuned to the end of the video for that if you're interested in the actual measurements. Otherwise, the first half will just be just showing you kind of what I did to create these cards. And most of them I did use some paper from Echo Park and then also Cartabella. And these are paper packs that I've picked up at Tuesday Morning where you get like 25 sheets of the same paper over and over again. So I just was trying to use up some of this paper that I've been picking up at Tuesday Morning. So that's where all the paper comes from for the cards that I'm going to show you today. And then a lot of the embellishments I just grabbed. I have a little Valentine's Day box, clear box of different goodies. So most of these I don't even know the companies for anymore. Or if I get treats from in pocket letters and stuff that are Valentine's Day themed from people, I add them to this little box. But I do know that I did keep this packaging on this one just because I had 2 of them. So a lot of my little paper embellishments did come from this jelly bean soup collection from Hampton Art. And I did pick this up at Tuesday Morning, and I picked up a couple of them. So that's why I know that a few of them that I've used here on these cards did come from this paper collection or the embellishments. And I'm probably going to add a few more to some of these cards. Like this one I think still needs something. So this is one of the things that I pulled out that I might add that somewhere to this card yet. But just kind of showing you what I have started so far. With this one, I did layer up with some of those paper embellishments, some eyelash trim, a rosette that I made, and then also punched out a little scallop circle behind there. So there's a little bit of a layer there on that one. And that really sweet image of the bird with the little envelope and the heart. And then the word so sweet. Then here was the tag that I created. It just says Happy Valentine's Day, be my Valentine. And the back side I left blank, but I am going to stamp some sort of Valentine's Day sentiment and write a little note back there, but I just haven't done that yet on this one. And then also part of that paper embellishment collection had this little banner up here, so I did add that, and I put a little bit of Wink Stella on it just to add a little glitter. But you can see that I've used some different scrap trim and some rickrack from my collection just to jazz it up a little bit. But like I said, I think I still need something yet on this card to finish it off. So that was the first one. Here was the second one that I created. And again, just using paper pieces from that jelly bean soup collection. This was a die cut from Spellbinders, and the love word is a memory box one. I added some little heart bling, some flat back pearls. There's also eyelash trim on this one. There's some lace trim behind it. And this is the little tag that I created for this one. It just says love with all your heart. And that was a Spellbinders punch on that one. And this sentiment came from the $1.50 bin at Michael's. Again, just some little pieces from my stash. On the little tabs that I use at the top of these tags is from this McGill punch right here that I have. But Spellbinders has some tabs that you can purchase for die cutting. And then also, I believe, Stampin' Up! Has a tab punch too that they used to have, that a lot of people have in their stash. I also stickled up some of the images. And so here's this card up close. And again, that just sticks in there. The next 2, I don't have the tags for them because I've already written on them, and so I didn't really want to share those on camera with people, but I'll just show you the bases of the card. I really think this one's really sweet with the little fox image on it. And I did some layering up with some of the paper pieces from that collection. Added some bling. There's eyelash trim in there. I used a border punch. It's a Martha Stewart border punch right here, that little black that you see right there at the top and the bottom, more bling. And I did do bling around the whole top. But again, if I were to grab one of those other tags, it just sticks in like this. And then the last one that I created was this one. And this one was the Carta Bella paper. And I forgot to tell you guys that this one also was the Carta Bella paper on those ones. And again, the Martha Stewart punch border. I added some of the sequin trim, some bling, some hearts from my stash, some cutouts from that Jilly Bean paper collection. And again, this one has a spot to stick a tag in it. So that's kind of the basics of the 4 cards that I created. I don't do a lot of making Valentine's Day cards because there's not too many people that I trade cards with. But I do with a few people, so I thought I'd share those. And then just to kind of show you guys how easy these are to create. Here's one that I've already kind of started. So I do like to use double-sided paper. And I do start off with a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. And so as you can see, this is 12 inches that I cut. So the long way it's 12, and then you would cut it at 4.5. And I created these to fit in some envelopes that I have. So of course you guys could play with the measurements a little bit, depending upon what size envelopes you have. So you'd want, so that, like I said, this one was a 12 by 4.5 sheet paper. And what you basically do then is fold it in half. So you'd score it at the 6 mark. And it goes that way. And then to create your pocket, you just fold this top piece down. And so I opted to do this one at 2 inches. So 2 inches from the top piece, you just fold it down. But you could do a bigger pocket or a smaller pocket. And then what I did for my cards is I just then added a little glue right here. And a little glue right here, and glued it shut. And then glued on this flap, I added glue, a little bit of glue here to glue it down. Then, of course, then you decorate by adding little border pieces, trim, whatever's in your stash to add to it. And then for the tags that you put in, I'll give you guys those measurements because they would fit in here. So this one is, the tag is 3.5 by a little over 5.5. So that just fits in here. And then if you wanted to add a punch tab or something up at the top, you could do that. And then the little insert on top of this tag right here, this piece. This one measures 3 by 5, but again, just depending upon what you do, you can make it bigger or smaller, or you could just leave it as one piece also, one tag that you were to add into the pocket if you really wanted to do that. And then the other option is if you're going to load and put a lot of stuff into these, as you can see, mine were pretty flat. So they pretty much can only just handle one tag with not a lot of embellishments on it because they are pretty tight. If you were to want to stick a lot of stuff in there, what I would recommend doing is after you've cut out your paper is creating some sort of gusset like this and adding and gluing that in before you glue this part down. And you would just do that like this. And of course you cut it right there, but then it would stick out a little bit so you could stick more things in here. And then just to give you guys the little measurements of this little gusset thing, if you do want that, this paper then is 3 inches across, and then I would cut it then at 4, so 3 by 4, and then on the 3-inch side, what I did here was I just scored at every, I think it's 1/4 of an inch to create that. No, it said every 1/2 inch, I guess, so every 1/2 inch. And again, that would just create a little gusset that you could glue in there. So you glue one piece right there, cut it, and then glue another piece right here on this side. And then you'd be able to create a gusset that you'd be able to stick more than just a tag inside of here. You could stick like maybe a chocolate bar or something fun like that. And of course, this is just a scrap piece of paper from my collection. I would choose to do something that would match. So I do red or pink or the actual paper collection when creating your gusset, just to make it look a little more pleasant. But this one was just for showing you guys purposes. So hopefully you guys really like my cards. Give me any comments or questions that you have below. And thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.